Cool. Welcome, everybody. My name is Brian Knight. Today, I am joined with my girlfriend's favorite fighter, Bellator bantamweight world champion, Sergio Pettis. Welcome.
Hey, my man. Thank you for having me.
So it's got to feel good, right? Obviously been out with the ACL injury for quite some time. Haven't seen you at least compete. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Definitely, like you said, I had some time off with the ACL injury. I had to face a lot of adversity last year, but I'm feeling good, man. I feel like my knee's good, ready to compete. Got cleared, so yeah, I'm feeling nice and strong. Weight's going well. Beautiful camp.
So I do want to talk a little bit about how this fight came to be. This is, for lack of any other words, a mega fight, right? A super fight. Patricio Pitbull, massive name. You're on a hot streak in Bellator. This is a huge fight. Patricio coming down to bantamweight, which is interesting. I saw an interview with his coach back in December. He talked about how he was in talks with Bellator back in December about coming down to 135 fighting for a title. So I just wanted to hear it from you on your team side, kind of what that conversation looked like with Bellator.
Oh, for sure. We were pushing for that fight. Honestly, my coach was like, Patricio was trying to make his way down, and I think it'd be a great comeback for you, comeback fight for you. So my coach was out there blasting on social media, like, "Hey, we like this fight. We like this fight," and his team agreed as well. So got to talk with Bellator, and they set it up for us June 16th.
Absolutely. And I watched another interview just kind of right around that time. You doing an interview at Bellator, and you were talking about not necessarily the motivation of fighting, but you were talking about competition and currency. And I think that perfectly puts together kind of what this fight is. It's a big fight for the promotion, for you, for Patricio, something for the fans as well. And obviously I'm sure there's a paycheck along with that.
Oh, for sure, man. Big fight for me. They're throwing me back into the deep end right away off of an ACL injury. Regardless, I was going to be in the deep end either against Patsy Mix or against Patricio. So, I'm ready for whatever they throw at me. But definitely a big opportunity for me to grow my name and fight in one of Bellator's goats. It's definitely got some good to that.
So in terms of training, right? I want to kind of get into that a little bit. Obviously, you've been with Rufus Sport for a real long time. But just in terms of your injury, right? The makeup of training camp, I'm sure you did physical therapy for a little bit as well. Has anything changed just with training wise?
I feel only thing that's changed with training is I think my age. I'm starting to get to these ages at 29, 30 years old that I can't push through things as much as I could when I was younger. So definitely more wise now, especially after that injury. I was grinding and grinding and grinding that I grinded myself into ACL injury. So I'm more wise now, still training hard, but being very aware of my body and just my age as well.
Absolutely. So there isn't necessarily just more work in this area, different type of work in this area. It's more just day to day, how the body's feeling, or how is that?
I'm constantly working regardless, in every area because MMA is at a sport or at a level right now where the sport everyone's amazing at everything. That they're not just a striker, they're not just a grappler, they're mixing it all together. So I'm daily working on that. But yeah, I mean, oh, my bad, 1 second. Yeah, I think it's just all coming together at a perfect timing, man. It's all blending. Kind of just at an age now too, Rob. I'm believing in my work and I'm believing in everything. So it's just going out there June 16th and putting it all together.
And then two, I thought it was interesting. I do follow you on social media. I see all your work that you do in terms of strength training, training in general, stuff like that. You have a pretty cool relationship with your nutritional coach. I've seen you guys do cryotherapy. I think just recently you posted like ice baths. So that's really cool. It looks like he makes really good food too. So kind of just talk to me about that relationship. How did that come to be?
Yeah, I met Ian Larios when I was 20 years old at my UFC debut. I was trying to make 135, and I was working with a nutritionist named Eric Triligi, Nutrition for Life, and Ian Larios was jumping on board with him, just making his way in. So I've been working with Ian. Man, I was his first athlete ever to work with him. So And he's been working with high level guys, man, all champions. Is working with Yair Rodriguez, working with DC, working with, you know, a lot of good guys, Jamal Hill. So yeah, we definitely have a cool relationship, man. He kind of gets me to do these new things, you know, like, yo, maybe we should go in the cold plunge. Maybe we should try a breathing coach. Maybe we can do this, and, you know, hit miles. You know, it's very motivational. Himself, he's a hard worker, and he's gone through a lot in his life. And now we're both at a level where we're both proud of each other and pushing each other to be better and better. And his food is top notch, man. Like you said, you know, he can cook. I don't even feel like I'm cutting weight when I'm with him, man. I'm just like, dang, this is what I get to eat. I'm blessed.
That's real cool. So the fight itself, right? Patricio Pitbull, 35-5, has 40 career fights, 23 finishes. Obviously, magician doesn't give away the secrets, but how do you plan to beat him? What is the strategy looking forward? How do you do something that 35 guys weren't able to do?
You know, I feel like I got to go out there and, you know, give him his respect, you know, respect him, but also treat him as another fighter. You know, I'm not going to worry about the 35 guys that couldn't beat him. I'm trying to be the one guy that does beat him. So, you know, he's been defeated 5 times. He has some, you know, times where he's gone through some tough fights. So, I think, man, I just got to go out there and have some fun, go out there and, you know, trust my capabilities, trust what I've been working on and everything I've learned last year, and all the sitting back and waiting and, you know, watching other people get successful. I got a chip on my shoulder, man. I'm hungry. I want to go out there and show these guys that I'm one of the best in this division, and he's got to come down and try to take my belt, and I'm going to make sure he doesn't.
So I don't know if you bet. I certainly do know that your brother does.
Yeah,
Does
my brother
very
bets
well,
hard.
actually. But I did want to throw you just some fun questions with the guys that you are sharing the main card with on June 16th at Bellator 297. See how your bets land. So in the main event, we got Vadim Nemkov and Yoel Romero. Money line, who do you got?
Man, see, when I bet, I'm actually a terrible bettor because I think about all this other stuff. Like, I'm a fan of Yoel Romero, so I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna go with Yoel Romero. I'm not thinking about like the back end of things. But you know, Nemkov's a beast, bro. He's been doing really good. His last fight against Corey, you know, he went through that head butt and came back and dominated. So that's gonna be a hard one for me. I'd probably have to go with Nemkov, and boy, Yoel's a damn killer. That's me. I'm always like, I don't bet much. So yeah. Every time I do bet, I usually lose. So I'd probably have to go with the opposite. Nemkov. I'll go with Nemkov.
I bet with my heart too. Corey
Yeah.
Anderson, who you just mentioned, is fighting Phil Davis, plus or minus 2.5 rounds.
I'm gonna go plus. I think those guys are very leveled together. You know, their skills are very leveled, and it's gonna be a high level fight where I don't think it's gonna get finished. Honestly, I think it's gonna go all 3 rounds.
And then we got the big boys opening up the card, Daniel James and Gokhan Sarakem in the heavyweight division. Does this one go plus or minus a round and a half?
I'd say minus. I think it's gonna go minus. I really don't know those guys too well, to be honest. So I haven't really seen much of their skills. But heavyweight fights, it's like either hit or miss. So I'm gonna say under.
And of course, I do have to ask you, what is the bet on June 16th for Sergio Pettis against Patricio Pitbull?
I'm gonna be the underdog, man. So I'd say I'd bet it all on me, to be honest. I feel I have what it takes to go out there and finish this man. Him dropping an extra 10 pounds is going to be a different experience for him. So I'm going to put it all on myself.
Absolutely. So thanks so much. That is all I had for you, sir. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Once again, Sergio Pettis does battle with Patricio Pitbull on June 16th at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, Illinois. Sergio, thanks so much.
Hey, Brian, I appreciate you having me on, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.